And this is not a comprehensive list, but what we're trying to get at is that these are valuable pieces of a resilient food system and ones that have the love and care of a person behind it. That's an important part. Sometimes it's something new, a new farm or a new business, a new idea. Sometimes it's the growth or strengthening of something that's been around for a long while. So we're starting to see that there are connections among these pockets of good work and a network that's starting to form that can support our health and our communities and our economy.
What's a local food victory cluster? A good example is Johnson Jams. When Karen Johnson made a jam in a Preserving Traditions class last year, Emily Springfield told Karen she thought it was a prize-worthy jam. When the cottage food bill passed last summer, Karen started Johnson Jams and began selling at local flea markets, because by that time her local summer farmers markets didn't have space for new vendors. But then the Saline Winter Farmers Market started last fall and has provided an outlet for Karen to sell her jams. It's a virtuous cycle. It's an example that demonstrates what's possible when the right pieces are in place.
Yeah, awesome. All right. Three for one. The other thing that we're trying to do today is highlight the Michigan Good Food Charter. So the Michigan Good Food Charter, how many people here have heard of it? All right. Is a framework that helps us see the aspects or categories of a food system that could provide community food security, the pieces that we need to have in place. So I think that the Michigan Good Food Charter is itself a local food victory and deserves a cheer. So finally, state policy level work is happening for food that is healthy, green, fair, and affordable. So the Michigan Good Food Charter divides its agenda priority into the following categories: farms and farmers, food system infrastructure, institutions, good food access, and youth. And so that's how we've organized this presentation of our local food victories, and we've added another 2 additional categories that we think that the Michigan Good Food Charter should consider: entrepreneurs and mentors. So we've organized this year's local food victories around these ideas, and we want to get us started off with the underpinnings of everything that happens in our lives, farms and farmers. So we have new farmers who are just getting started and experienced farmers who are growing, expanding, and strengthening our food system. And this year, we want to highlight in particular one of the fastest growing farmer demographics in the country. We have women farmers here.
All right, Stephanie Phillips, the family farm. Stephanie's here today. Stephanie Phillips started the family farm, an intensive 3-acre biodynamic homestead located in Belleville, Michigan in 2010. She says, "We have enlisted organic practices since 1980 and are now undergoing the transition to biodynamic agriculture. We provide 30 CSA shares to community members, as well as produce for area farmers markets and the Jolly Pumpkin Cafe and Brewery in Ann Arbor." Stephanie says, "Starting a business with no money and little resources can be difficult, but not impossible. Arthur Ashe used to say, 'Start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can.' This has been my motto. I may not have things the way I want them, but if I use what I have, I can get to where I want to be. I don't believe in making excuses like, 'I'm a woman' or 'I'm black, so I've had a hard time.' You overcome obstacles by sticking to your convictions and not giving in to those who mock and ridicule your ability. I started the family farm in 2010, but was not in a position to create the facility I had envisioned. I have always been a farmer, a steward of the land. I just needed to figure out which method of sustainability I would employ. I learned that you must be completely committed in all aspects of sustainability if you wish to truly be autonomous and independent. I started this business because I was tired of being subjugated by bureaucrats."
Kay Long. Started Deer Track Farm with the help of a few people here, Jeff and Lisa. Kate says she has overcome the challenges of securing markets and of making all the mistakes that a new farmer makes as she's learning, of pests and of flooding in particular. She supplies chefs, the Lunasa online market, and direct to families. Her plan is to buy her own land instead of renting and eventually farm 5 acres and grow fruit in addition to veggies. She says, I like to think my business is helping the general community.
Next is Jennifer Kangas from Capella Farm. Jennifer says, we sell to our CSA members and distribute most of what we produce through them. We also sell to a few local chefs and sell directly to some neighbors and friends. We hope to begin frequenting the Ann Arbor Farmers Market in the near future. Many members are learning to preserve and are enjoying the produce throughout the season. It's a great feeling to know that people like to eat what we raise and are finding new ways to enjoy food. We're also helping by providing a fair wage for our employees. They are our key to success.
Sunseed Farm. Tom says, this year Sunseed had a great many victories. We started Ann Arbor's first year-round fresh vegetable CSA. Is that awesome? We began an apprenticeship program to help other beginning farmers start their own businesses. Our first growing season has been a great success, and we have been blessed with a bountiful harvest.
The Dahl family, back 40 acres. Stephanie Dahl says, farming is a noble profession. From raising the animals to selling the meat, it connects you to things that are real, providing a quality product to a person who knows how it differs from standard grocery fare feels good. Sharing food-related experiences with the customer is an enjoyable encounter. We supply restaurants and eateries including Grange Kitchen and Bar, Jolly Pumpkin Cafe and Brewery, Zingerman's Deli, and Evans Street Station. Grocers include New Chelsea Market and the Produce Station. It is a shame that there are so few meat processors nearby. It takes a tremendous investment of time to transport animals a significant distance, only to return a second time to retrieve the processed meat. We've overcome this hurdle by just buckling in and doing it. Hitch up the trailer and drive.
So food system infrastructure is the outlets, distributors, markets, and educators that are blossoming around us. And we saw that there are quite a few of them here today. One of those is Corinna says we averaged 620 guests in 2009, and in 2010 we averaged almost 900. 2010 was the first year we accepted Bridge Cards and Project Fresh, and we were also part of the First Food Network Double Up Food Bucks program. She says, I'm helping the members of the community in Zingerman's who first envisioned a thriving market, and helping those who fought with us in 2009 to change the zoning rules so that we could be legal. In April 2009, we worked to change the zoning rules of our site. Therefore, as of May 2010, the market is a legal entity within the city, which is awesome. She says, one day when people say, I saw them at the farmer's market, the other person will have to say, which one?
Nancy Crisp, Saline Farmers Market. Market manager Nancy Crisp says, we now have 3 farmers markets in Saline. The Saturday market from May to October, located downtown, was started in 2000. The Tuesday market from June to September takes place at the Saline District Library and started in 2010. The Saline Winter Farmers Market, which also started in 2010, takes place Saturdays, November through April, indoors at 199 West Michigan Ave. Next year, it will take place starting November at Liberty School on Saline Ann Arbor Road. We will soon be offering the opportunity to use Bridge Card at our markets. This year, WIC Project Fresh Benefits and Senior Project Fresh Benefits will be added to the bridge card and can be redeemed at our farmers markets.
Yay!
Hey, Nancy. Anybody have any? Carl and Kara Rosane from Real Time Farm say, we help people follow their food from farm to fork. We highlight farmers and their growing practices, food artisans and their sources, and food purveyors like restaurants and caterers to help them tell the story of every ingredient they're using. We're taking on 32 interns, encouraging people's participation nationwide and madly building tools to help our regional food system the world over. Did we mention worldwide?
Ed Weymouth, Arbor Cycle. If you spend any time around Ann Arbor, you're sure to see Ed with his flag on his bike trailer, biking around Ann Arbor delivering things. Ed's a carbon-neutral delivery option. Ed Weymouth started Arbor Cycle a year and 3 months ago. Ed says, I like riding my bike and wanted to turn it into something practical and useful for the community and the burgeoning local systems that are beginning to spread their roots through Ann Arbor. Because these local systems were focusing on small range, it seemed logical to use a bicycle as a method of connection between businesses and people.
Tim Redmond and Bill Taylor started Eat Local, Eat Natural in 2008 as a response to the need for an active link between local farms and local consumers. They say we locate, vet, and establish relationships with local farms and processors, picking up primarily meats, poultry, cheeses, dairy products, and even shrimp. He says we've made it through nearly 3 years, so we've overcome the temptation to quit when the truck is broke and there's no money in the checkbook and somebody just canceled a big order. The major hurdle remains the tough local economy.
Woohoo!
Jane Pacheco and Doug Thompson, Lunasa. So Lunasa, Jane, and Doug help create year-round access to local goods through a customized online ordering system and a twice-monthly in-person pickup. They're connecting over 30 local producers and consumers in an easy and fun way. They're representing over 1,500 locally grown foods and natural products, supported by 300 members and growing daily. And they're also going to be growing. They're planning on opening another Lunasa in Garden City in April 2011.
So Emily Springfield at Preserving Traditions says that she started Preserving Traditions in 2009 to teach people the skills they need to eat locally all year long. They now have more than 325 members, and in a recent member survey, 70% said the classes help them eat more local foods. So plans this year include engaging more people to teach workshops. She says people can contact me if they want to teach. Institutions. Thank you, WCC. We're beginning to see that schools, hospitals,